Hello, everybody.
Hi guys.
Welcome to Extra Talk, After Talk. As you saw with the lovely Heather, with my lovely colleague Viv right there, and myself, we were actually on that thing, and we are here to talk you through everything that happened last night. Little warning up front: neither Viv nor I have actually really recovered from last night. Um,
I haven't even tried.
no, we haven't tried. So we'll be going through things that were related to Eurovision 2023 now that it's officially done and dusted. And yeah, please ask us all the questions that you may have because we will be here for approximately 90 minutes, which in Viv language means 2 hours. Um, love you.
Yeah,
But
I just have to let everyone know that I'm finishing off my Italian red wine from last night. I've got like approximately a glass left. So of course it's
Italy,
Italian.
yes. Um, right, let's just dive straight in, people. Drop us any questions that you may have in the chat because we are going to get things started right now. And I say that as you have cracked open, or well, basically, you are finishing the Italian wine. We're actually very controversially going to start with Italy. How do we feel about Italy's result last night?
Well, I mean, I'm actually quite happy with Italy's result last night. It is, of course, and obviously 3 places too low. But other than that, I mean, he did an amazing job. There was like goosebumps all around at my Eurovision party. And uh, actually, a couple of them, one of my guests who had just like listened to it once before and felt it was okay, after watching it live last night, actually gave it his 12 points. So I think that his performance yesterday was flawless. And even though fourth place is good,
Hmm.
he deserved even better, I think.
Yes. I I was watching with two friends here. Neither of, oh, well, one of them had seen the songs before, the other hadn't. And when Italy came on, I was sort of thinking, okay, this is going to be jury fodder. And once we're going to do the jury votes, it's going to be really high up there. And then they're going to go, Italy, from the public, you received 2 points. Um, and then that didn't happen. And I was very, 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 very happy. So, I think this just goes to show that you don't need to complicate matters. Italy should just do whatever they're good at, and that is sending good songs.
Yeah. I'm I don't know if I was surprised. A lot of people at my place here were, about the Spanish and French televotes. I thought they actually made a bit of sense. The Spanish song is so violently Spanish that you probably need to be Spanish to get it.
Yes. Uh,
Um, it's not that it's not a good song. It's just so Spanish.
yeah, yeah. It. I struggled with Spain last night. I think it was a very competent performance, but I could find myself in this party environment that I was having here. I could find myself going after 1.5 minutes, like, I'm actually in the mood, and I never want that, but I'm actually in the mood for some baba right now.
Oh dear.
Yeah, but I wanted something light and so I was. At the same time, I will say, and I spoke to our former editor in chief, Mr. Nathan Waddell, last night. He actually called me at 2 a.m. Because he wanted to share his thoughts on the Eurovision Song Contest.
Wish he
When
would do that with us here because he has a lot of thoughts to share.
he has a lot of thoughts, but one of the questions he asked me, and something we discussed, was what do we think the United Kingdom and Spain need to do now that they've bombed after a good year because they did well last year, they bombed now. And my very clear answer, and I hope you agree with me, Viv, is don't change a bloody thing. Both Benidorm Fest and Tap Music are still finding their feet in this entire Eurovision thing. They hit gold last year, both of them did. This year they both struggled, but only from mistakes you can learn. So give Benidorm Fest and Tap Music the chance to actually do better next year and see where they can learn from this. If you ditch it now, oh my boy, that's not going to be good. If you wonder what this is a dog, by the way.
I agree completely. This is a bit like, well, I don't know if all of you know, but both Nick and I are teachers. And this is what happens everywhere, I guess, but definitely in schools. You come up with a new idea for something, and then you try it for like this long. And if it doesn't work, you sort of go, no, that didn't work. We have to try something else.
Yeah.
And I mean, you don't get data, like reliable data, for trying something for this long. And I'm thinking it's the same thing with those as well. Especially Benidorm Fest. I think it has incredible potential to do good things.
Yes.
As we saw last year, even though that was not one of my favorites, it very clearly was a lot of other people's favorites.
Yes, it was. Yeah, exactly that. And I think just thinking about what Spain needs, Spain is just the country that needs to keep going because, and I know that we have some Finnish people in our chat right there, even UMK had to find its feet. And it was on and off. I mean, we can all remember Sing It Away and Aina Mumpita and the moments
That
where
was
they went.
good. I like that.
It was a choice, and at least a risky choice, and I like that. And then they had these years where they went internal, and they went, and now they've sort of said, okay, we're going to do UMK, and we're going to just focus on doing whatever we like. And the first new UMK had a song about a porn star that we all love. Not the porn star, the song. And now this weird techno metal cha-cha-cha schlager in a green leather bolero managed to sweep the televote completely. So let them find their feet. I think France have a different story on their hands.
It was looking good for a few years, and then something happened, or maybe nothing happened. I'm not sure which.
But I agree with you. It was looking good for a few years. But if you look at the results, it only went well in 2021.
Yeah, but that was also the best song in the history of ever.
Yeah, but even, and that is something that we analyzed when we did the extra odds in the week before the contest, in the first rehearsal week. We made the analysis that France have every year since 2018 skyrocketed into the top 3 with the bookmakers after the first rehearsal. Madame Moncheux, Bilal Hassani, Tom Leeb didn't do it then in the end. Barbara Pravi was there.
The best song ever.
Yeah, Alvan AIS were in top 3, but they were 7th in the end. And then Lazara was also 3rd with the bookmakers. And none of them, except for Barbara, actually managed to do anything. Exactly this. Now, I would personally say that Voila is a very good song. I love it. And I think it is the best French entry in ages.
Ever?
Yes.
Well, very close to ever. Probably in a tie with Sébastien Tellier.
Yeah, it is very good. But I don't think it's 10 places better than Requiem by Alma. That should have done an easy top 5.
Yes, I think that was possibly my favorite that year. And, well, maybe after Bulgaria. Yeah. That's a year I'm never, ever going to understand the results from.
No. If you look at both France and Germany, because we're taking the entire Big Five now, They
Just
have both
just
shown.
pop this up. Did she really?
No, she made this gesture, but she popped up that finger a little bit too much.
Oh, okay.
And she
Yeah.
explained on social media that it was just this gesture for, well, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. We all do that.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But knowing
Before we
that's
go
not
any
our,
further, we
yes.
have someone else here to join us.
Time for the bad opinion.
Not entirely sure I want him to join today because we didn't agree at all last night. But okay, I still love him.
There's a divorce on the cards here. Welcome, Thomas.
Hi. Thank you for having me again.
Good to see you. Have you
It might be
recovered
the
from
last
last
time,
night?
so be careful.
Sorry?
It might be your last time, so be careful.
Okay, I'll watch my words.
Did you recover from last night, Thomas?
I did, yes. I mean, I was happy with the result. I mean, between Sweden and Finland, I was Team Sweden all the way. So, yeah, I was.
Yeah.
I
I really, really, really want to hit the remove button right now, but I'm not gonna. And to all of you watching, this is love. Just telling you.
Yes. I've known both of them for a while now, and they seemingly hate each other like a married couple,
Right.
but they can't actually go without each other. So
That is very true.
like the Siamese twins there.
I mean, this is a love story that actually started back in Estonia, performing.
Yeah, I think.
What did we perform? We performed.
We were at a school visit and we performed Once in a Lifetime.
Once in a Lifetime. That's what we performed in front of the whole school. So, I mean, what can you do after that?
Oh, yes. Time for a UK question. Why didn't the BBC or tap music learn the lesson from last year that a strong vocalist is vital? So, who is going to answer this? I have strong opinions, but I would like to hear yours.
Okay. I think that maybe they didn't realize that that's what happened last year. Perhaps they thought that it was just because of his TikTok fame. I don't know. Or maybe they just don't care.
Thomas, what is your thought on this?
I haven't really given the UK a lot of thought, to be honest. I mean, it was second place last year, second to last this year. I liked the song. I thought the chorus was strong. She's not a good performer. From what I hear, what she showed in the final was the best she's been all week. Didn't you say that, Viv?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if they just we can float on what we did last year. I don't know.
No, there was also some mention somewhere. I'm not sure where. Somewhere on Facebook, probably. That they said that also the camera work was put her at a disadvantage because you didn't really see sort of her cheekiness and her personality because they chose to use a lot of wide shots, and also. The filming was just weird.
You didn't get the sense that this was the host country, because they could do so much with it, with having the preparation and everything, but it just seemed meh.
Before you go at it, Nick, because I know you have a lot of opinions here. To all of you in the chat. If you have questions that we don't answer like right away because we're discussing things, I think that I'm not going to do the same mistake I did yesterday with being like 10 minutes behind trying to answer everything. So if it's something you really want us to answer, just post it again and we will get to it at some point.
Yes. Yes. UK.
Okay, go.
Yes. May Muller is a strong vocalist. She is. However, the BBC and Tap Music, I'm going to put this down to Tap Music because they are in charge. Tap Music will have listened to May Muller and will have seen her perform and think, okay, she has the goods to do this. Then she had a new song. 101 is 2, let's do it. They made the same mistake as My Country, which is why I'm very passionate about this. They chose a vocalist that on paper, in theory, is very good at singing because you've heard them sing live and you think, okay, they're good. And then you give them a song which they actually cannot sing. And that is what happened with May Muller, because the cheekiness that she has did not come out in the slut poppy kind of thing that she was doing in Liverpool last night. This was not cheeky fun. This was just not the kind of song that you would want May Muller to sing live. Also, she should have refused to go out on stage in that outfit from the moment she saw it. That is point one. We should put a ban, lifelong ban, and we should put the death penalty on it if you ever do it, on artists putting their own face on a LED screen. Because why? We see your face. Don't put it on a LED screen. And then everything about it just went wrong for them. And there is a very big issue with confidence in rather unexpected artists. And this is something that now I can't remember, but I'm thinking that she was. If May Muller was also present at the Madrid pre-party, the Madrid pre-party organizers will need to look at themselves in the mirror and think, oh boy, we stirred some SHEIT thingies there, because Lazara refused to go on stage in Amsterdam after the disaster of Madrid. Mia Nicolai and Dion Cooper were bashed in media after the absolute shambles of Madrid. And if May Muller had the same in Madrid, then you've got three acts who do not have a lot of experience on a live stage, but have the goods to do it, completely having trashed their confidence after going on stage at the Spanish pre-party. That is my idea. We should protect these artists, let them sing in a safe environment. And me too, because I see Rudy's comment there. It felt a little low energy. I too would be on low energy if I had.
I agree.
Yes.
But they also didn't approve of Madrid.
No, they didn't approve. This actually sounds more in key than anything in Madrid. But yes, me too. Hey, driver. I also had a heart attack. But May Muller, Mia Nicolai, and Lazara have all experienced such confidence crises over the past weeks that I too wouldn't go on stage with a lot of confidence and energy to go and I'll show Europe, because you've been trashed for ages. So I just give up. And now I'm going to silence the dog. I'll be back.
That sounded really violent. He's going to go silence the dogs.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
I get his point, and then at the same time, yeah, if you're a professional artist, you should be able to deal with people liking you and not liking you. I don't know if it's are we gonna shelter everything and everyone from all types of criticism? I don't know.
Yeah, I agree that when you put yourself in sort of that kind of situation where you go out on a stage, you show what you got, you have to be prepared for criticism. But what we have seen in media, and especially in the social media comments, is really vicious. So I'm thinking that it's a two-way thing. Yes, you have to be prepared for criticism, but hopefully most of the criticism will be constructive instead of the bashing that we see a lot of. And this is why, from the sort of the first time I came on this, the ESC Extra live stream, has been saying, can we please do hashtag politely? Because these people are people. They have feelings like the rest of us. And yes, they have to be prepared for criticism, but they don't have to be prepared for the pure evil that you see in a lot of comments going around. I'm working on an article that I probably will get done in fairly soon. After I had COVID, and I have this brain fog thingy going on, it takes me like a month to write an article, but it will get there. Because Maria Olafs represented Iceland in 2015. And the way she was treated after, like in Iceland, with comments, personal comments, very, very vicious comments. She sort of more or less stopped singing. She had panic attacks trying to go on a stage after that. And for years after, every time Eurovision started and she would see these comments surfacing about the new representatives, she would sort of curl up in a dark room and didn't want to go out in public until this was over. And she mentioned a comment that she saw. Someone had been interviewed somewhere, and they were asked what if there's one thing in your life you could change, what would it be? And they said, "Well, I voted for Maria Olafs in Sungvakeppnin. That is it's like the worst thing I've ever done." And she went on a podcast in Iceland just a few weeks ago, and she talked about this. And after that, when you look at the comments this year, with Dilia also not qualifying, I mean, you can argue that Maria Olafs possibly didn't have the best day on stage, and Dilia was vocally flawless. There is a bit of a difference there, but the way even the people who didn't like her, didn't vote for her, are actually behaving like people, not monsters. So yeah, I think it's a two-way thing. Yes, you have to be prepared for people criticizing what you did, having opinions, maybe thinking you should do things differently. This wasn't the right choice of song, performance, outfit, whatever. But this really vicious tone that we've been seeing in the past few years, it has been gradually getting worse. I'm hoping that we can at least be part of changing it. I mean, I've been guilty of this myself, trying to be funny and making really, really hurtful comments. And I'm super, super sorry that I did it. But at least now it's like trying to be a kind and caring person.
I wholeheartedly agree. And I think, of course, you have the Iceland intro with Maria Olafs and her choice to sort of quit music altogether.
She's coming back
though. Thank God.
Yeah.
But the same has happened to Bianca Nicholas, who represented the United Kingdom as part of Electra Velvet. Now, we can think about that song whatever we want. And no, I am also not of the opinion that what was it called again? Electra Velvet's entry.
You're Still in Love with You or something like that?
Wow.
I mean, the song's not too bad, actually. It was the performance that killed it off, I think.
Yeah, but the
I mean, the
fact,
song is fun. It's very danceable and everything.
yeah, but the fact that she received death wishes for
Yeah,
singing "Still in Love with You" and her
yeah,
just going, right, I'm going to quit this altogether. The fact that Mia Nikolai was ridiculed for saying, I'm actually quite proud of what we did
yeah,
today. The fact that we as a fandom have progressively become worse,
yeah,
and it is relatively easy to point out where this all went wrong. And I know you both were there when this all happened, but it is the sort of entitlement that Eurovision fans, and I'm generalizing here, so don't think that I'm speaking to any of you in that chat directly now, but the entitlement that was sort of created when Conchita Wurst won, because this was our trophy. That is what she said when she was on that stage. And progressively, the fan favorite has always been that one where you can sort of say, oh, there's a lot of defense for this and a lot of attack against the others. We saw that the year after, where Ivolo was a major fan favorite and Grande Amore didn't win. Måns Zelmerlöw had some rotten months after winning Eurovision. Netta winning Eurovision. I did not support Netta's song. I did not like it. I wanted Eleni Foureira to win. She didn't. That is the choice of the juries and the televoters. But Netta was bashed endlessly. The comments I've seen on Twitter and Instagram today
yeah.
about Loreen
True.
are so full of hatred that I wonder where these people mentioning all of what they're doing right now ever got an upbringing from their parents. Because it is absolutely shameful.
Yeah, it
The
is.
way that people in the audience were at the moment Lorraine was walking forward to get that trophy and to claim her moment were shouting cha cha cha. You should have your vocal cords removed and never be allowed to speak ever again if you do anything like that. Have respect for the people on that stage.
Yeah.
Because if they are not going on that stage, you will not have a Eurovision to enjoy.
And I think this is, I'm quite sure actually, that this is the reason why rehearsals are closed.
Yeah.
And this is the reason why press, and especially us, the fan press, don't have the same level of access that we used to. So I'm thinking this thing is ruining the thing that we love. And it's removing so many of the opportunities that we used to have. And I think it's just sad. And I mean, I completely respect people commenting that they didn't think Loreen was the best performance last night, that she didn't have the best song, whatever. But seriously, try to be reasonable in your comments, and just remember that these people are also people. Because it seems like they don't care.
Have respect for the people's choice and points. The juries have to be removed from the competition. It's not right what they are doing to Loreen. The people are mad. At risking to get very, very angry here, because I actually am angry about this.
Breathe.
Yeah. Last year, I saw a bunch of people on social media going, oh, the televoters went all sympathy vote on Ukraine, and the true winner is Chanel or Sam Ryder and not Kalush Orchestra. We should remove the televote if they do it like this. This year, we should remove the jury vote because they did not agree with my favorite. Guys, this is a competition. Your favorite will not always win. Your favorite will not always get through. Now,
My
Yannis,
favorite never wins.
same for me. Yannis, I'm judging from your name that you are probably Greek. And Greece has been one of the most fierce advocates for the removal of the jury vote. This year, the jury vote was removed completely from a semi-final, and Greece ended second to last with 14 points. Not quite sure whether Greece is the one country that should now be saying, well, for us it's better if we just have a televote. Because it shows that is not true, that Greece is being negatively impacted by a jury vote at all.
I mean, we only had a televote in the semis.
We only had a televote in the semi, and in the televote, Greece, which was my number one this year, let me just... Greece received 12 points from Cyprus and 2 from Armenia, and that was it. Which basically means they received a grand total of 0 actual points, because all of that is diaspora. All of it.
I just want to highlight this because this is a comment we made. All of us agreed that her winning performance is possibly the best thing she's done, I don't know, since Euphoria. That was flawless.
That was very good.
Yeah. Let's see. I saw another comment here somewhere. While I look for it, Thomas, you go ahead.
Yeah, I also agree with Nick that, you know, there will always be complaints and, oh, this was wrong this year and that was wrong that year. So there was a comment here, and I don't want to remove the juries, but can they be modified? Should they be increased? Should there be 10 people instead of 5 to have more diversity? Should there be like demographics, so 2 people under the age of 25 and so that, you know, you get more variety in the juries?
I'm also thinking that they shouldn't rank all the songs, because the moment one juror, especially when there are so few of them, put a song at the bottom, it's just, it doesn't have a chance.
No.
And that is a thing, because last night we were all casually very much surprised when the Greek jury went on stage. Fotis Georgopoulos was there and he gave Cyprus 4 points.
I know.
We now saw the full results, and there is one juror in there that put Cyprus 18. You mentioned it, Viv. That is what is happening.
Yeah.
And the problem is, I'm just gonna, because we've been talking a lot of emotion things here, I'm just gonna talk through this purely from a TV point of view, which is why juries will not be removed and the weighing of the juries will not be changed. It will make for a very complicated TV show if you need to explain to viewers that the juries that you're going to spend an hour on seeing count for 25%, and then you get one big bulk in 15 minutes that counts for 75. You can't explain that to viewers. You can't. So that's one. That's why we won't change the weighing. And 2, we have a jury and a televote, presumably because it's fairer, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But also because we can now do the split results, and it actually stays exciting right until the end. Mm-hmm. Imagine last night, if we hadn't had juries and we just had televoters, that would mean that Finland, after 3 votes, all of us, all 180 million people, would have leaned back and went, right, we need to sit through this for another hour, but Finland's going to win, right? Like we had in 2009, like we had in 2012. No one wants votings like that ever again. I understand if your country is Finland and you see them winning, you can go, oh, I love it. But as a TV show, it is the worst thing. Mm-hmm. So we're going to keep the juries, we're going to keep the weighing because it's the easiest. But I do agree with Thomas with everything he just said, and that is unique. That we have more people in the jury, 10 to 15 at least, and actually have criteria. What is a music professional? Because our jury had a journalist on it. I'm quite sure. So we should have that criteria as to who's in a jury, bigger juries, and then we should actually be able to do it. And as Hate Drives now said, but should the jury vote in the final be less than 50%? No, because you will not be able to explain it to viewers how it works. 50-50 is easy. Same amount, bam.
Yeah. I have this comment. I mean, I can kind of see why people say this and think this, but it's not like the Swedes are deciding everything. Every single broadcaster that is a member of the EBU, or at least that are, take part in Eurovision, they go to heads of delegation meetings. Everyone takes part in making decisions about changes, and claiming that just because the head honcho at Eurovision is a Swede, it doesn't make any sense to me. Only a few years ago, he was Norwegian, and this is going to change. It changes all the time.
I do think it will be very valuable to get an executive supervisor from a different part of Europe soon, because
Absolutely.
we've had Belgians, we've had Germans, we've had Dutchmen, we've had Swedes, we've had Norwegians, but it is time for someone from Poland or Moldova to step up and do this.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I completely agree.
Yeah, so that is what we need. And I think actually yesterday we had one of the candidates that was actually very much on his way there, Vasil Ivanov from Bulgaria, was one of the people who was actually making waves in the Eurovision universe. And we had an Eastern European in charge of the Junior Eurovision Song Contest. I forgot his name. Yakovlev, I think he was from Russia. But we've had people from other regions, but I would really like it because, and I've seen that Barcelona 12 has mentioned this more often now. The Croatian head of delegation, Stengel, has said that he believes that there is one Baltic Scandinavian singer that is clearly influential and strong. Yes, that is true. But that is also just the nature of what's happening, because the nature of what's happening is that the reference group is made up of elected people. And as long as the EBU members vote on that and actually have a reference group where these people take part, as long as head of delegation, Mr. or Mrs. Stengel, doesn't put their name forward themselves, then you're not going to change it. So the power is in the hands of all countries.
Yep.
San Marino, as small as they are, have a louder voice than many of the other countries because their head of delegation, Alessandro Capicchioni, does not shut up when he disagrees.
No, very opinionated, which is good. Which is good.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah,
I love him being so opinionated.
You
And
have
I
I
to-
just want to highlight what Dorothy says here. This is what I like. I think everyone should do this.
yeah,
one positive thing for each.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when there are songs you don't like, try to find something positive. I always try to do it, but I've never been sort of this conscious about, as Dorothy says here, that's what I've been doing. But I think this is a brilliant idea, and everyone should have this plastered over their mirror or top of their TV or something.
Some entries it's hard to do, but we can try.
Yeah,
Can I please discuss this, Viv? Can I please?
go ahead.
Danny, I agree. And at the same time, if you change it around, if you put the televotes and you let the spokespersons announce all the televotes, you're going to create a longer show because you will need to do the jury votes after the televotes. So you need to have the televotes counted before you can even start. So it will make a longer show. That's one. And two, you will then create the feeling that the televote is already there and then the jury is coming in to overturn it all. Whereas now they're trying to create the feeling where the televote overturns what the jury did. So they're actually trying to play it clever. However, this year it did not work out.
Very true. Let's have a look at this one. not last, but it loses the chance of finishing very high. I'm not entirely sure how they're weighed.
I think Vincent from our team once calculated how it worked, but
Yeah.
can't remember. Sounds like something he would do. But yeah, I think you as a juror, let's say someone last night was watching, and let's take one of the most divisive songs of the bunch, and you're watching, and you can hear your fellow jurors going, "Oh, I quite like Blanca Paloma." You just go, "I don't, so I'm going to put this 26th," and then that's what you can do.
Yeah.
Because they're all in a room together. So that is another addition that I would do. Get them all in separate rooms without a phone, just a TV screen.
I had a thought yesterday that kind of goes along the line of Sweden being Sweden. I know that this is not doable in any way, but I would actually like the juries not to know which country the songs are from. Because a lot of people are saying if Moldova had sent last night's winner, wouldn't have won. It has like an unfair bias, not just by being Sweden, but by being one of the countries that are popular. So for me, having them just judge the song, the vocals, the performance without knowing who they're representing, I think that would have been very interesting to see how that would factor in.
I was actually thinking about that today as well, but I don't know if it would work in real life. It would have to be isolated.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's not going to work. It's not possible.
Not being able to, or not listen to any of the national, or read any papers. Oh, she won in that country. I mean, there's so little. You have to.
I actually think a bias in the way that we think it's there doesn't actually exist. What is a bias is that there is a bias towards songs that have been produced well and staged professionally. And that is where I personally think that Tattoo wouldn't have won if it had been representing Moldova. Because Moldova simply do not have the production values or the staging values that Sweden do. And if we're going to take a different one from the list, if Unicorn had represented Armenia, or if Unicorn had represented Poland, it would still have come third. Undeservedly, still, but it would still have come third.
You think?
Yes, I think. But for me, it's down to the production value. If you would copy everything from Tattoo, from staging to the sandwich press, to the staging director, to the camera angles, to the national final being so professional with the artist having all the exposure, and you would copy that onto Moldova, you would have the exact same act. And then I think it would still do very well and win. Wishful thinking.
Okay, let's move over to something a bit lighter.
Well, where do they have large enough stadiums?
Well, Stockholm, Malmö, Gothenburg.
Is Gothenburg big enough, though?
I mean, it's only 2,000 people, well, less than 2,000 people smaller than Stockholm.
Okay.
It has a capacity of 12,000, a couple of hundred.
Oh, yeah, that works out well.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, I obviously want it to be Gothenburg because then I could actually drive back and forth. Well, I don't drive, so I would have to do the bus, but still, I could go back and forth.
I actually think it's either going to be Gothenburg or Stockholm. The entire Malmö experience of a host city is just not there. It's just not
Malmö was amazing. I love Malmö.
there. Which is why the rest of the world won't.
Children, is it okay if I remove him? No, I mean, I think, and this is a thing that probably only Nordic people will understand. The sort of people's democracy, feeling of democracy here is like, okay, Stockholm had it last. There's no way they're doing it in Stockholm again. It has to be someone else this time. So I'm both hoping and probably thinking it might be Gothenburg. I mean, if Norway won, we couldn't do it in Oslo again. It would have to be Trondheim or Stavanger or something like that, because that's how the culture up here is. There's no way we can give it to the same city again. And if they do, it's going to be mayhem. Well, maybe not, but you get what I'm saying. Thomas is nodding.
Yeah, sort of. You have to divide the goods, sort of, so to speak. But so it's been a while since 1985. I guess you could say Gothenburg is it's their turn.
Just looking at this wonderful Wikipedia page that exists for indoor venues in several countries. And I absolutely have no idea about Sweden. I just simply don't know enough about it. But when I'm looking at the list, one of the biggest indoor venues they have is in Jönköping.
Jönköping.
Yeah, that's a hockey rink or something, I think.
It's the DreamHack it's the Elmia Event Center, and it has a capacity for concerts of 15,000. Which isn't bad.
It's not exactly a metropolis, but then again...
Yeah, because I mean, I think Jönköping, the problem there will be hotels and stuff.
Oh, yeah, we have to work. Yeah. And that's probably the same issue you would have with Lidköping then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
also
I mean, they might have, let me check. 94,000 people living in Jönköping.
Yeah.
That's not a whole lot.
No, so it probably doesn't have that many hotels, I would think.
Yeah.
And just a sec. And in Lidköping.
Someone's saying here that Scandinavian too outdated and the roof isn't strong enough to support all the necessary equipment.
If that is the case, then we are definitely looking at Malmö or Stockholm again.
Yeah. Lidköping has less than 25,000 people.
Yeah, that's not good enough.
No.
Because there are, if you look at the actual, potential venues you have in Sweden, you have a lot of options in terms of venues that are big enough to actually do anything. Like that is different from what you had in Israel. In Israel, it was way more of an issue to find suitable venues.
Yeah.
Sweden have plenty.
Yeah, I mean, the venues themselves are suitable, but
accommodation, and transport. It has to be close to airports.
Yeah, and I mean, at least Jönköping is not even, not very close to an international airport, so travel would also be a problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably it's gonna be Malmö or Stockholm again, I guess.
Yeah, and then if you think Stockholm, we've done it. We've had it in Globen twice now. Are they really going to do Globen again? I don't think. Friends Arena is very much too big for it.
Yeah.
Um,
Just a sec. I need to close my door. There's a storm outside suddenly.
oh, there is a storm outside. Welcome to Norway.
Looks fine here, but okay.
So the Avicii Arena that I see in the comments, that is Globen, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
go.
Do they have anything else in Stockholm besides Globen where we can do it? Don't they have this ice hockey venue?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I
I mean, Friends Arena is super huge, isn't it?
yeah.
Well,
It's
Tele2
twice.
Arena.
What is Tele2 Arena? Tele2 Arena is Stockholm's arenan.
Okay, so Chris here says that Globen is being renovated and there's football in Tele2, so Friends would be the only option.
Okay, I'm gonna have a quick Google because I'm trying to remember that third option that I want to remember.
Oh, Danny.
Okay, Swedish people, pardon me for my pronunciation, but I found it. It's Hovet.
Hovet.
Yeah. Yeah.
That has a 10,000 capacity in Stockholm.
Yeah.
Okay, but Marcus here is Swedish, I should think, based on the name. They can easily split it up like they do at Melodifestivalen, and that is very true.
Yeah.
That is.
I think they should try that.
Well, you don't really have other options. We have to do something. We have to have it somewhere.
Yeah. I really. Oh, Marcus is Dutch, not Swedish.
Your name suggests differently, Marcus.
Yes, absolutely. Sorry about that. No, I mean, I still really wish they could find an alternative in Gothenburg, both because Gothenburg is my favorite city in Sweden. It's possibly the most beautiful Swedish city. And it's a lot closer. And they haven't had it for 30 years, 40 years?
31 years.
Yeah.
For the people, Gothenburg, just going through it, Scandinavian is outdated, not strong enough. What about the Svenska Mässan? Swedish people, help me here.
That's not large enough though, is it?
Capacity of 22,000, it says.
Definitely large enough then.
That would be large enough. But that could be all the venues, all the...
Let me look into it.
Conference, like a conference.
Yeah.
It is a conference thing. But yeah, Tel Aviv had a conference center as well.
Why not?
The first concert that is happening in Svenska Mässan on the Saturday, 12th of November is Dino Merlin.
Oh, excellent.
So he's coming to Gothenburg. You can go there, Viv.
When?
The 12th of November.
Yeah. Why not? Let's see what it says here.
I don't think we know the week yet.
No, we don't know the week yet, but we can sort of have a look.
I really hope the final is going to be on the 18th, because then we have, in the 2-week period leading up to, we already have 2 days off that I don't have to take off without pay, which is really helpful. So yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
I'm gonna suggest it is probably either going to be, let me have a quick look. That is the Saturday. Yeah, it's probably going to be 18th or 25th of May, which makes me think 18th.
Yeah, I'm hoping 18th.
Because the week before you have Ascension Day weekend in Christian parts of Europe.
Yeah.
which is not the weekend you want to do. And the
Which is also why I want it to be around that time, because that's a day off.
And the final of the Europa League football is on the 22nd of May. So
the 18th then.
yeah, I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be the 18th. Because the 4th is Remembrance of the Death in the Netherlands, and we wouldn't be there. So it's gonna be the 18th. Yes.
Yeah.
Write it down, guys. The 18th of May.
You heard it here first.
Yes. We should actually just write a quick article about this. Is Eurovision 2024 taking place on the 18th of May? Because we're actually quite sure that that might be the one.
Yeah, and I'm not going to write that article, because then it would be done around the 18th of May next year.
There is an act who has now offered to go to Eurovision on behalf of Germany. Wow, okay. Iveta Mukuchan.
Sounds Armenian?
Yeah, she did Love Wave in 2016.
I know.
And she lives in Hamburg. So she is pretty German as well.
I know a lot of people who would be delighted if that happened.
Yes.
Me
Sign her off right now. Do it.
Just get her.
No, didn't Ike Huftgold said he was going to try again next year?
Yes, and we should not ever discuss that again.
Well, he couldn't possibly do any worse than the result they got. I mean, Germany comes last. It's beginning to be like a tradition. Unfortunately.
Yeah. When was the last time Germany did better than terrible?
2018. Michael Schulte came fourth.
Yeah. But I mean, that was also the last time they had a proper good song, isn't it? At least in my opinion. Like, I kind of like that the Be Happy song, whatever the name was.
I Don't Feel Hate.
Yes. Yes. That was a fun song. Not sure it was a good song, but it was a fun song.
Guys, I'm gonna do this for our sanity. Just
Nick.
no.
Oh dear, what's going on? Help! I'm all alone.
We're back. We're back. Don't worry. I'm gonna say that I don't think Germany has had a bad entry in a while.
Just a sec. Can I just comment on a comment?
Yes, please.
Berlin, you know I love you. But can we please, instead of calling songs garbage, can we just say I didn't like that song? But because these are kind of the kinds of comments I think we should maybe not use.
Or say I didn't like it. I found it garbage.
Yes, I found it horrible.
Yes.
Because I'm thinking, not that I think whatever his name was is here, but yeah.
If he is, we don't feel hate.
I know I sound like a terrible mommy, but
an Egyptian mommy.
Yeah.
No, but I think Germany last year, Rockstars was actually a radio hit. Well done to them for selecting it. Not so well done to Europe for ignoring it. Same again last night. That was a performance where my entire party here went, right, we like this. We were the only ones in Europe.
I think you might have been.
No, I think, although Viv will strongly disagree with me, because
which means I will agree with you.
No, but
Exactly.
I'm not a rock fan, so I don't know all the different sort of rock genres. But I was thinking maybe Australia stole a lot of the rock votes from Germany, and then you're going to say no, because Germany's not a rock song. It's a Schlager disguise.
Yes, it's basic. I mean, if you sing Germany's song in a normal voice, and you calm down the drums a bit, and you take away the rock guitars.
It's a Schlager.
It's Schlager. I mean, if you do that in Australia, it's still going to be rock.
Yeah, I really liked Australia, though. That was probably the song that grew the most on me through the week.
Yeah. Yeah, that is probably the song that we agreed on the most.
Yeah.
I think.
Or Italy. I mean, you had it higher than me, but...
Yeah, Italy, of course.
5th or 6th, so...
Yeah. That's a different solar system, though. Sorry. I'm going to keep saying this until the day I die, I think.
Oh. I'm just looking into a comment that I saw ages ago. But I'm diving into it because I want to discuss it. And now that I say that I want to discuss it, I'm actually forgetting what comment it was. So I hope I can actually find it again.
Okay, so I'll put this here, though.
Yeah.
I was really surprised that she did as well as she actually did last night. I mean, not that the performance was as good, but that her result was, because in Norway, there's been a lot of talk about what NRK are doing regarding performance and staging. Like, how can it be that we had a stage with all these options and possibilities of how to sort of build a performance? We saw so many gorgeous performances yesterday, and Norway's was basically just black. It might be that they actually decided and thought that, okay, that's the look that's going to suit this performance the best. But a lot of people in Norway are going, okay, are we ever going to have a performance? What have the Norwegian artists done on stage? Basically just stand there and sing or walk about a bit. We went all the way back to find Alexander Rybak did a performance. Who else did we say? Someone has a terrible background noise. Disappeared. Okay, Nick. I don't remember who else. We also mentioned someone else that had a bit of a performance.
I guess you could say Tix, but I mean, he also just stood there, but there were a lot of things going on around.
Yeah, wolves and I mean the wolves also.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I'm thinking we have seen that most of the songs that do well, or at least win. I mean, finishing 5th is doing well. I'm super, super happy and a bit surprised that we ended up so high, I have to admit. But super happy, of course, even though it wasn't my favorite song. It's always nice when your country does well.
Yeah. She was really, really good last night.
She was.
Well deserved. Yeah, we came 3rd in the televote, Amber, and that's right.
Yeah. But I'm starting to think that maybe if we want to go sort of like the last bit from doing fairly well to doing really well and perhaps winning, maybe that's a thing to consider.
Mm-hmm.
And I do realize that sounds perhaps a bit weird coming from me, because I'm always saying that I don't think that the performance should matter, but it does. I have to admit that, even though I don't like it, performance does matter.
It's a simple fact when it comes to Eurovision that the performance does matter. I have found the comment that I wanted to discuss because it is something that was actually on our list of topics to discuss, Viv. It was ages ago, and I don't know if Martin is even still here, but Austria came 2nd in the semi and then 15th in the final. What happened there? Conclusion is very simple. The second semi-final was much weaker because Australia won the second semi and ended up 20th, I think, or something like that in the final in the televotes. Hi, Martin. Good to see you. The only act that sort of maintained a solid televote in the grand final was Poland, as they scored 81 points. But that was the highest score of any semi-final 2 act. So I also saw Eberhard Forcher from ÖRF commenting like, yeah, well, what went wrong? We need to analyze what happened. Semi-final 2 was just a very poor semi-final. And I loved Austria. But Austria would probably, looking at it now, have struggled to do well in semi 1.
Yeah. And of course, the big thing in Iceland is that we finished 11th.
Yeah.
Not many points away from qualifying.
That was also a very surprising thing, that in semi-final 2, the gap between Estonia and Iceland was 30 points. And in the first semi, Serbia qualified with 37 points. That is just how... I mean, imagine Latvia taking to the stage in semi 2. That would potentially have meant that we would have lost Estonia, who eventually went on to finish top 10. A top 10 I do not understand, but I love it for them. Because
I mean, again, I have to admit that I would have preferred that. Because Latvia is... I don't know if everyone in the chat knows this, but this year I decided not to listen to the songs. And then, before I had to, sort of. I just kept saving it. And then I was on the ladies panel. And of course I had to, I realized like an hour and a half before I was going to be on the ladies panel that, maybe I should listen to the songs before I go on live to have an opinion about them. So I basically just put on the playlist of all the songs in semi 1 and just listened to them once and went on the stream with just like really fresh first impressions. And the only song in semi 1 that I immediately put on my playlist was Latvia. Yes, I know Thomas is going to shake his head. And
you are strange. I mean, we all know that.
So yeah, I would be delighted if Latvia had qualified instead of Estonia.
Yes. Although I do think that Estonia...
Based on the song, she was stunning last night. She has been stunning all week.
Really, really good.
Vocalists.
Yes, we're always looking at the composers that are gonna be dominant in Eurovision. When we had the Jason, he's there again, and we've had Ralph Siegel for a while, and we've had Borislav Milanov, and we've had a lot of them. But we're all sort of ignoring or forgetting the fact that Wouter Hardy, he's from my town, my homeboy, he's now written 3 entries for Eurovision, and they came 1st, 3rd, and 8th. That man...
What has he written?
Arcade,
yeah,
Tout l'univers, and Bridges.
Oh.
That's all he's doing.
Very interesting.
That man knows what he's doing. So if you're a country in trouble, sign him for next year. Do it.
And again, here we come to what I really, really, really don't agree on. I do not approve of this. I see why people do it, but could we please write for our own countries?
I don't know if Azerbaijan will agree after this year.
Oh, probably yes, for Azerbaijan.
Imports from
Sweden. But I mean, the last time they did really, really, really well.
Yeah.
So I mean, it all depends on what kind of music the national songwriters write.
Yeah.
Because I mean, what Azerbaijan? No, sorry, I was thinking Azerbaijan. Yeah, what Azerbaijan did was that the first time they, like when they have had national songs, when they try to include a bit of the ethnic, actual Azerbaijani or Azeri sounds, they do well.
Yep.
Yeah. Chris has a comment about Austria that I also think is a bit true, that it sort of fell a little flat on stage. Nothing, they didn't do anything wrong, it just sort of lacked the punch that the video had.
Yeah. Someone else a bit earlier also said something about that.
Of course,
Caroline.
the running order didn't help.
I know that also Tia and Selena received a lot of criticism for their performance because it was a very funny song with a social message, but a very funny song, and people thought the staging was too dark. I think this sort of brings us back to our previous point, something that we discussed lengthily today. I think they were both very much disheartened when they went on that stage, sort of thinking, okay, we were here to do well. People don't believe in us anymore.
Yeah.
Meh. Let's go. But I also saw that, I'm going to read that out actually. I saw Dea of Tia and Selena posting on Twitter today, and she wrote, that was tonight, I am overwhelmed with sadness today. We really tried to make this work. So sorry for any letdowns. Regardless, I'm grateful for this experience. Thank you for all your support on and off screen. The poor girl, she feels like she has let down people, whereas Austria managed to qualify.
Yeah.
And we're a fan favorite. Well done to you guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This is another thing we actually talked about discussing a bit. I mean, we already have one returning country.
Yes.
I am so happy. And please, guys, I know those of you who are now watching this on a Sunday night, 34 of you, you guys will probably be very informed fans. But please don't ever think that Luxembourg are a microstate in this contest. Luxembourg
No.
can double the inhabitants of Iceland. So if Iceland can pull out a decent entry, then so can Luxembourg.
Yeah, and they've also done fairly well a couple of times in the past. Yeah.
5 victories, guys. 5.
Yeah.
This is actually a Eurovision great that we're gonna get back.
Yeah.
And trust me,
I just have to comment on this. I didn't think that either. I just wanted to highlight it, that just as a comment. Yeah.
yeah, 650K, Rudy. That is indeed the amount of people that is in Luxembourg, and the government is behind it, and they want to showcase Luxembourg talent. So Luxembourg are absolutely coming back to stay. Luxembourg are not going to be one of these on and off countries like Montenegro, for example, has been, or Bulgaria is. They are going to be like the Czech Republic, Czechia now, where the EBU has said, we're going to pull you back in. What do you need to stay? And
I'm just hoping they're not doing a Monaco. I mean, when they came back and did horrible things.
No, they did good things.
No,
they did horrible things.
No, Tout de Moi is beautiful, and Coco
Yeah.
Dance is fun.
Tout de Moi is wonderful. But Luxembourg has said that they want to go for national talent and showcase Luxembourg music. I know they have quite a few good rock, electro, techno kind of bands. So
Oh, we want a big French ballad. Thank you very much.
no, we're not going to get that. We're not going to get the French ballad.
we would much rather have a techno rock thingy.
Oh,
Yeah.
You guys are hopeless.
It's very much going to be in English too. I can pretty much guarantee you. But
Yeah.
and potentially, let's take withdrawal first. I think there's only one where I'm rather confident that we're going to lose them, actually,
Who?
and that's Romania.
You think?
Yeah, I don't think they want to spend any more money on this. They have just lost their touch completely. They have lost viewing figures, they have lost interest, and they have lost everything.
That would be a shame, though.
That's
And
such
now,
a rich. Yeah.
yeah, but now they selected the most recent The Voice winner, who won their national final quite convincingly, and he, as Romania, finishes last in a weak semi-final, equal with San Marino on 0 points.
0 points.
Berlin. I just have one word for this. No.
Oh yes, that would be wonderful. Bring her back. She still does concerts.
Yeah, she's on a goodbye tour, so.
I know.
And potentially return.
Montenegro.
Yeah, Montenegro, North Macedonia.
Yeah.
Very likely.
Hopefully Bulgaria. Vasil wasn't very optimistic for next year, but maybe like a couple of years.
Bulgaria is pretty much gone, I think. Depending on what we hear coming out of Turkey today, if Kılıçdaroğlu wins the Turkish elections and Turkey, because he actually made the promise, but I think the EBU have definitely made a couple of phone calls to Bratislava just to showcase them. This is what Czechia have been doing. Your partner, also without a solid televote, also without any organic diaspora. This is what they can do. Why not?
Would you want to try too?
I think and I hope that Slovakia is high on the list to return. I don't think we need to be looking at Andorra or Monaco next year. But Slovakia.
What about this one?
Yeah.
As long as Viktor Orban is in charge, anything where a rainbow flag can even be displayed will not get any promotion on Hungarian television. So no.
Exactly.
And I would love it because Adal was one of my favorite national finals, and I love Hungary.
It was really good. Yeah. And they also had a lot of good entries.
Hungary, wonderful. But Hungary have always been very on and off with Eurovision.
Yeah.
Withdrawing after 98, then coming back in 2005 for a single year, and then 2007 for 3 years, and then withdrawing again.
Yeah.
Girl, calm down. So we'll probably see Hungary back at some point in the future, but it's going to be a while. Well, Berlin, if it's about Germany, well, Luxembourg, no, stay away from German, but Germany, they've tried everything by now. If someone with a good German language song says, I want to go next year, then do it.
Ikke Hüftgold.
I said a good song, Thomas.
I'm just teasing you, Nick.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll get any protests from anyone on this one, Dorothy. I really want Australia to stay.
Main protest will come from SBS themselves.
Yeah, probably. But I'm thinking the quality of songs from Australia, for me, has been very up and down. There are some I really, really love that are still on my playlist and will stay there forever. And then there are a few where I go like, yeah, I guess, but no. I still listen to Tonight Again, probably on a weekly basis. I really, really love that song. And I really like this year's.
I'm the woman on a stick.
Oh, yes. That's my goal in life. I also want to be a woman on a stick going like this across the Eurovision stage. Yes, please. Yeah, so hopefully Australia are not going anywhere.
I'm not hopeful for them.
You think they're leaving?
I know that SBS reached out to the Australian government to pay for the actual trip to Liverpool this year. And if you as a broadcaster don't even want to spend money on getting your delegation to Eurovision,
Yeah,
then I'm
there's
not very hopeful.
no.
Hmm.
And also, as Dorothy said, that they were very quiet on promotion this year.
Yes. So that's why I don't trust them. They really didn't want to spend any money on it.
Sense.
Oh yes, let's go ahead and do this because what? Oh,
Yeah, let's just start by saying that this crazy idea, I don't think it's even a rumor, it's just someone who came up with a crazy idea of having a duet between Linda Martin and Johnny Logan. Don't do that.
do it. Do anything to at least create a positive reporting. And Johnny Logan can still sing the pipes of any song.
Oh, absolutely.
Linda Martin is there to be the batshit grandmother of the load. But
Let me tell you this.
Language, Nick.
I love the woman so much. I was watching Pointless on the BBC last night, and she was doing so well. She was so bloody clever, that woman. I love her to bits. But Ireland, there's one lesson, and we should go from there. And anything from there is a step forward. And I don't really care what you do from there, but don't do it on the Late Late Show.
Yes, I was just.
There's that.
And anything else.
Yeah.
But
I'm going a bit quiet for a sec. I'm looking for a link that I want to share with everyone.
oh, help. But yeah, stay away from the Late Late Show and get an act with a decent live vocal to do Eurovision.
Because as someone said here, Anna Shazan, it's the country of singers. Yeah.
And maybe just try to, if you think about what we are asking from several countries, we really want to hear where you're from. Throw in that bloody Celtic drum again. I don't care. Do it.
Worked for Denmark.
Yeah. Make me think I'm in some, God knows, in Limerick. I don't care. But make me think I'm in Ireland. Make me want to go to Ireland. The past couple of years, it made me want to take a boat and sail around Ireland with a very big circle. So
I can't find it. Thomas, do you remember what her name was? That song that didn't even make it to the Irish pretty thingy.
Oh, Every Little Thing?
Yeah, Every Little Thing.
Yeah, but what was her
Every Little Time.
Yes. I don't remember her name, though.
Time. I don't either. But there was a few years back, well, quite a few years back, was probably in 2000 and, I don't know, the 5-ish. There was this, no, it might have been 8.
8, 10, 12.
Yeah. There was this video that was leaked. It wasn't leaked because it was after the finalists had been announced. There was this girl who sang this really, really cute song that had been submitted to the Irish TV channel for the pre-selection, and it didn't even make it to the final. And it was just stunning. And I'm thinking, if they could do something like that again, I just wanted to share the link with you so that you could all listen to the song, but I can't find it. Yeah. Okay, so this one, just keep doing what you did this year. Sooner or later, people will realize it's genius.
And
You
get
were very
people.
noisy, Nick.
What?
You're very noisy again.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to say what I want to say on Georgia and then mute myself. Georgia, get someone who speaks English to write your lyrics, or do it in Georgian, either one.
Or just keep singing English as if it was Georgian, because no one understood what she said anyway. So it didn't really matter. I really, really, really loved Georgia this year. Even more than I loved Latvia, actually. So that's my biggest loss in the semis. Okay, let's discuss something that's not so serious. Which song was your greatest loss in the semis? Everyone in the chat and Nick and Thomas. Yeah, I know.
Do we have to? This hurts.
Sorry.
This actually hurts. Because people in there will be ridiculing me for my opinion. You two will be ridiculing me.
No,
yeah, but you two will do the same. And I will be very sad again.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
But I'm just going to highlight it so I don't need to say that loud. But this was my number one there. And I love it. And I will always support them. Pamela, and next year sent Konstantinos Argyros. I will love it.
Even after you saw it live, Nick? It was still your number one?
I still bop to it every single day on my Spotify. So I don't really care about the live vocal.
Okay. I just need to go get a hair tie.
Yeah. Thomas, what was your biggest loss?
I actually got most of the songs I liked through, so I guess I could agree on Georgia. I like Georgia, and I'm not going to talk about live performances because I was hoping just a little bit for Denmark, and he was not very good live. So
6 points. 6 points, Thomas. 6.
No, I know.
I'm seeing a lot of Georgias in here.
Yeah, I'm also seeing a Greece, which is good.
Yeah,
Greece.
I'm seeing an Iceland. That's a bit
don't understand that, but that was a good performance.
Good performance. I mean, she was maybe a bit too active. Vocally, she was stunning.
Yeah. It gave me a bit of headache.
Yeah. I mean, it was probably the 20-some years of dreaming of going to Eurovision that kicked in on the night. This has been her dream since probably before she could even stand up. So yeah.
Yeah.
You are so Macedonian. I've heard more people say that things sounded good in the arena. I mean, I was at Eurovision concert and we were celebrating because Dion and Mia sounded good in the arena. Then we saw the microphone feed.
Yeah.
So
no. I'm not sure who you're referring to here, Berlin.
Greece.
No, it must have been Denmark.
Greece, Denmark, yes.
Yeah.
It was worse in the beginning. It did get
a
little better. I like the songs.
So we actually have more people saying Iceland here.
Lots of comments on Greece. Yeah.
Yeah. She ad-libbed her way through it.
Yeah.
Yes. So
okay. We have not commented on this. I have seen it roll past a couple of times. Yes. I've heard both things about the postcards. Some people thought they were a bit, I don't know, sort of like generic. Some of them were really good. Some of them were kind of meh, I think. But it also depends on what you had to work with. I think the Icelandic one was really, really good. I think that's probably the only one I've really noticed. Of course, the Italian, because it had Marco in it. How could it not be good?
Mm.
Did you guys notice any postcards in particular?
But what I really enjoyed on the postcards was that they were definitely a way to showcase both Ukraine as well as the United Kingdom and the participating country, and
Mm.
they really tried to find ways to sort of draw a line in every postcard, and I really enjoyed that. Like the autobus of Lviv, and then the London double deckers, and the vintage bus in Malta. Norway had all sorts of libraries. That was also very good. I thought you would have enjoyed that, Viv.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was good.
So that was really,
Iceland had waterfalls, though.
yes, Iceland has waterfalls. United Kingdom then having the rivers, the theaters in Spain. I thought that was really clever the way they did it, because they all had a theme to work on. Some were really weird, like Slovenia. I'm just looking at the list now. Slovenia's theme was rooftops.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Struggle. But a rock formation for Israel, ruins for Greece. That is something that it seems like they actually started off with the participating country and then looked for something in both UK and Ukraine to go with
That
it.
could tie it in with, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I absolutely love that.
But the Masada motive from Israel was really good. I always wanted to go there, so.
I have to admit, Berlin, that I don't think I noticed Germany's. What was that?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Canals.
Oh, okay. There are possibly other countries I would have thought of before Germany when it comes to canals, for instance. Yeah.
We had model towns, which was also good, but
Okay, so we talked a lot about this yesterday, but we can repeat it. I think it is kind of unfair comparing them to previous hosts, because these are the first hosts in so many years that can actually speak in their mother tongue. It's a lot easier to make things flow, a lot easier to make jokes that don't fall flat. You don't have these awkward pauses because everything's not rehearsed in the same way. Of course, the hosts this year also rehearsed what they were going to say, but they didn't have to rehearse how to say it. But with that said, I think they were amazing. They were stunning. The only thing I kind of questioned a bit yesterday was Maria being in the green room. Julia, sorry, being in the green room, because she spoke to people who didn't have English as their mother tongue. And it seemed like when her English wasn't as good. So I noticed at least 2 occasions where the people she talked to didn't understand what she said when she asked them questions. And that's the only time. And also, I'm probably going to be very, very, very controversial with this. No idea what that guy did on stage last night. Couldn't he have just stayed in his booth? Everything became so awkward when he joined them. Why not let those 3 women, rock the way they did?
I personally think that you are completely right. It is awkward to compare them because English is their first language. At the same time, Hannah Waddingham is easily among the category of Petra Mede and Antje Engelke for me. And
I think she topped them both.
yeah, but I would say, and I'm a very big fan of her, very big fan of her. I also think Alicia Dixon managed to get into the list of the greats because
Yes.
she had the humor where she could, and at other points she was the one getting everything back into grip, and I think
Yeah.
she did a phenomenal job. I also really applaud the United Kingdom, like I applauded the Netherlands 2 years ago for picking a person of color to host Eurovision. Yes, wonderful. Graham should have stayed in his booth.
You didn't have to sound so dismissive saying that.
Did you miss him on Tuesday or Thursday?
No, absolutely not.
To bring up a little extra for the final, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, he came in, and I thought that some of the things he said were a bit random and also not very professional. I don't remember exactly what it was he did or said, but I remember thinking,
It was something about an old wreck in the harbor.
I don't know. I don't remember.
And also the fact that there was this existing chemistry between Hannah, Julia, and Alicia,
Yeah.
and he was sort of coming into that. But no, we didn't need that. The way that those girls supported Julia at the end, comforting her, cuddling her, was
Yeah.
one of the most beautiful moments of the show.
Yep.
Yeah, I also like the hosts, but some, and maybe particularly Julia, I think she got a bit shouty yesterday. Maybe it's the final and you're all going to give a little extra, but something could take it down a little bit.
Yeah.
No.
Petra Mede is not going to be returning, probably. She had to cancel the show she was doing earlier, but only back in March, because she has really, really bad back problems. And she wasn't able to stand for long enough. And that was very, very much shorter stretches of having to stand than what she would have to do at Eurovision. And I think I read somewhere that she was also, I mean, she's also said that she won't do it again if, not because she doesn't want to, but because she wouldn't be able to. So fingers crossed she'll get well. But
Yes.
as the situation is now, she won't return. I'm completely confident that Sweden will find hosts that will do an amazing job anyway, because I mean, whatever they might be or might not be, they are professional and they're good at this.
Oh, I just got an idea. What about Sanna Nilsson? She's been
Oh,
presented
dear.
for
Why do
years.
I have to bring her up every time we talk about Sweden?
That would be wonderful. Get her. Yes, get her.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
No, I mean, it would make complete sense. And at least then she wouldn't be participating.
That'll be the year after again, Viv. Don't worry.
I mean, she hosted All Song Papa, whatever the name of the thing is, for years. Yeah, that she hosted it. Sorry, this is the dog.
Yeah, and 1 year of Melody Festival. So
yeah, so but I am still hoping for Sarah Dawn Finer to get a chance again.
I mean, she will probably be involved in some capacity or other.
Good.
Linda Woodruff returns.
Yeah.
Linda Woodruff, yes, we love it.
Okay, so we have someone saying that Sanna would be amazing, and then we have this one.
Shush.
Who thinks it's not a very good idea?
Shush. Bianca Ingrosso.
This is an interesting look, though.
I think Farah Abadi is a very logical option as well. Yeah,
that would be amazing.
Yeah,
She was good.
makes a
Yeah,
lot of sense.
she was very good from what I've heard. Okay. What do you want us to say about them? Dali Freyr is amazing. Duncan Lawrence, not so much.
Daddy Freyr was
My
the
opinion.
star of the show last night with his whole again. I loved every bit of it. I also loved Cornelia Jacobs and her way of singing that song she did. I Turn to You, loved it. Duncan Lawrence, why on earth did a Dutch person sing You'll Never Walk Alone to bring entire Liverpool to tears? Make sure you get someone from the United Kingdom to do that. Sam Ryder was right there. Duncan Lawrence should have stayed home. Bye.
Now, I mean, can I just? I think that Duncan Lawrence did "You Never Walk Alone" really well.
Yes.
I can agree that he might not be the most natural choice to do it, but he was chosen to do it, and I think he really did a good job. But again, I probably do agree that it would have been more natural to have someone, an UC people, do it, preferably a Liverpool person. But I mean, the way it turned out, I think he did it justice. I've heard a lot of people trying to sing "You'll Never Walk Alone" and failing miserably. I think Duncan did a good job.
Yes, I loved what he did there. I just feel a bit blah about what he did the past week.
That's something else.
Can we just, and I know, Viv, I'm going to hurt you with this one, but Mahmood, boy, that was awful.
Was it awful?
Oh, that was the worst moment of the night.
Oh, I thought it was just okay. It wasn't great, but I don't think it was awful.
Well, if you think Mahmood wasn't great, it was probably absolutely B.
There is that. That is a point.
Yes.
But I mean, everything I've read about it has said that it was like and it was nice. Not great, not stellar, but okay.
And I think, oh, this is also an interesting one, Berlin. Netta felt out of place. That, yeah, because he had these really good Liverpool pop songs, like Imagine, like I Turn to You, You'll Never Walk Alone, Whole Again, and then Netta came from the ceiling to do You Spin Me Round Round Like a Record Baby Round Round. That, it's a bit weird. It was a bit
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
And she was also lip syncing. She was not singing live.
I am also thinking. I mean, I'm going to very strongly disagree with you on this, Nick. I think that the Cornelia's performance was possibly the most depressing thing I've ever seen. It was just stupid.
Loved it. It was phenomenal.
Oh, that is tonight's. I mean, you're winning the chat tonight.
Sadly so, yes. Oh, God, yeah. No, I think last night we had a very, very good show. And I think afterwards people have been very violent in their comments towards Loreen, which is something I didn't think I would ever see from this fandom. Hatred towards Loreen.
I just have to highlight this. I did not say this. Not my words.
I would watch the sequel though. I love it. Oh, is it on Spotify already? I Turn to You by Cornelia Jacobs, because that will be my jam for the week.
This is not just you wondering about this. There are quite a few people wondering about just that. There are so many excellent songs to choose from, like the best songs in the world, close to, well, minus him, of course. But yeah.
It could be a rights thing. It could be that they had no permission to do it.
I think they would have given permission for that.
I hope so.
Yeah, I would think so.
I'm not sure how much Paul McCartney hates Eurovision.
I was a bit surprised he didn't show up. He should have.
But does he have the rights anymore? Didn't he sell them to
He sold them.
Michael Jackson or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. But at least there won't be, I don't think, a sort of copyright issue with ABBA for the Swedish anniversary next year.
Oh God, we're going to get all of ABBA next year.
Yes!
Nick, I do not in any way approve of that reaction.
No, I love ABBA. I love ABBA. I absolutely do. I think they're amazing. But you can just sort of predict that everything's going to be full of Waterloo again. And Waterloo is probably the worst song ABBA have ever done.
No, there are a couple that are worse. But yeah, it's down there. But I mean, I'm just... this is my childhood. I'm probably the only one here who actually remember ABBA winning. I'm not even actually sure that I do, because I was, how old was I? That was in 74?
74, yes.
Yeah, so I would have been like 4 years old or something. And I don't know if I actually remember. I know I watched it. My mom told me. I'm not sure if I actually remember watching them win, or if I just remember because I've watched the video so many times. But ABBA is the music I grew up with. So, oh, Caroline also remembers. Berlin remembers. Excellent. No, you can't remember that. Berlin, you're way too young. But I'm looking forward to. That's probably the only reason I'm happy Sweden won, because it is actually going to give us the ABBA anniversary in Sweden, and ABBA is going to be everywhere, which is amazing. I don't really, again, controversially, I think, approve of what the new thing is they've come up with in recent years. I know Thomas absolutely disagrees with me on this.
Maybe their avatars will appear in the final.
The avatars.
The avatars in the interval act.
Or maybe they'll actually get a couple of them on stage.
Yeah.
Not all four, I think, but I mean, we can keep our fingers crossed.
I just saw someone say, "Hey, Drive, the cutest dog ever." You mean this one?
He's not the cutest dog ever. He's cute, but he's not the cutest dog ever.
This little diva right here.
Yeah.
Give me a diva.
Is that her name?
No, his name is Bickle, which means tough guy. This is a tough guy. But this little tough guy right here. Hello, we're talking about you.
Yeah.
This boy will sit in front of his food and then start bitching at me, like because the food isn't close enough to him, and I then need to put his food forward a little bit closer, 30 centimeters, for him to take it, and then I need to say, "It's okay, Bickle, you can take your food now," and then he actually does it. And yes, it is Marcus.
Yep.
Why are you doing this? Why are you being so cute today?
Dan, no.
Yes.
No.
Or amazing is perhaps, there are some amazing songs on it, but
just no.
It's very good. I'll go that far.
Yeah. No. I don't remember the name of it. It was a ballad thing, and I woke up early in the morning to listen to it as it was dropped, because I was really thinking it was going to be good, and it was like, no.
Well, they spent a good 40 years writing it, so.
Yeah, still no.
What?
I do agree with this, though, even though I hope there's a lot of ABBA. But
that is my thought. That was where my reaction came from. Like, oh my God, it's going to be an ABBA.
Yeah.
Not too much, but maybe just the final. But yeah.
Yeah.
I don't need 27,000 renditions of Waterloo next season.
No.
We can do some Ring Ring as well, because that's also a melody festival.
Actually better than Waterloo. Don't know
Yeah,
if that's controversial or not, but at least I think so.
And how much do you want to bet on every single national final having the winner's song? Like once the winner goes up to the stage to take their trophy of the national final,
Sing
the
The Winner
song will
Takes It
be
All.
The Winner Takes It All.
Yeah. But I mean, at least we could sing Happy New Year when the new Eurovision year starts.
Oh, stop it.
Yes, very good.
Stop it. And then when Greece selects another 16-year-old, we can play Does Your Mother Know? Stop.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay, guys, I have a challenge for you. I am going to try to talk Nick into doing these things like at least once a month, maybe twice. We'll see. Let's just keep coming up with other ideas. Loads of them. How can we reference every single ABBA song in the run up to next year? Definitely. How could it be anything else?
Oh, no, 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 no.
Oh, this is going to be so fun. Okay. This actually happened without me planning, but this is I'm actually I'm going to be looking forward to the run up to Sweden organizing again.
And Spain are definitely going to be selecting a man named Fernando.
Yes.
Oh, this.
Or a little girl called Chiquitita. No,
Oh, no. And then because of all the dance breaks we're going to have a lot of dancing queen. One of the dogs here is losing his mind over this idea.
Oh, this is so cool.
You don't like ABBA either, do you?
I love ABBA.
Well, I love ABBA too, but he doesn't. He clearly
Of course
doesn't.
he does. He just hasn't listened to them enough.
No, in my house you can only listen to Victor Venigos and Elena Paparizou.
Oh dear.
Yeah, she's acceptable.
She is not acceptable. She is the greatest.
Well, it's quite right, Nick. She is not acceptable.
She is the greatest gift to music.
Oh dear. That is depressingly true.
Yeah. And wait, this one is very controversial, but I'm going to do it. All of Euroclub will be going gimme, gimme, gimme a man after midnight.
No! Then I'm leaving before midnight.
I would join you.
I mean, there is a reason why I have an asexual flag on my wall. I don't want a man after midnight or before. He doesn't agree.
Well, if you trying to pick someone up, you could always ask, voulez-vous?
And the answer will be, uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Oh, look at that. Interesting.
Italy will be singing Mamma Mia, yeah.
Oh, God, it's going to be awful.
It's going to be amazing.
Oh, I'm so glad to see you're happy about this now.
Yeah.
But there was this question about about these trends. What do we want to see come back?
Where did I drop that? It was.
I have one thing I want to see make a comeback, and I have one thing I want to see disappear.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think Thomas is going to agree with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you both want the key changes back.
Yes, key change back and dance breaks gone.
No.
Yeah. We need some form of modulation in some of the songs. We do.
Okay, we also need a quiz thingy on this. What's ABBA's best song? I mean, my list is so long. I probably have to spend the next year sort of cutting down. I'm going to make a playlist where I have all the ABBA songs, and then I'm just going to remove after like one after the other until I'm left with one. It's probably going to be slipping through my fingers. I am a mom after all.
Yeah.
Also, it's a gorgeous song.
I like Andante. Andante is one of my favorites.
Oh, and The Day Before You Came is also really good. It's a clever one. I like that.
What about dance breaks with key change? Yeah, fine with me.
I'd rather have dance breaks without, to be honest.
No, you got a whole year with no modulations. So now
I mean, you're around. There were going to be modulations left, right, and center.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we running out of stuff to talk about?
We are running out of time, actually.
Oh, we are.
Yes, because we've all almost been here for 2 hours.
Yeah, that's my hour and a half.
That is indeed your
very
90
correctly predicted.
Yes. So we will be rounding up and we will be closing this. Winner takes it all. Yes.
Winner takes it all.
Oh, I actually agree with this one here. Take a chance on me. I think that is very good. Mickey, that means I also
Which is
agree with
exactly what Mickey said.
Yes, I agree with Mickey. Now, guys, we will be
first.
Take a chance.
No, it's not a first.
Question for Thomas.
Well, I'm actually not Swedish, so I wouldn't really know. Not living there on a daily basis, but I don't really
That's
think
good
so.
to ask.
I don't think they'll ever get tired.
They should.
No, there's a national pride. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as God intended.
But yeah, guys.
Yeah, as you said.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. Sorry.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find a date for our next thingy. I'm going to be in Latvia next weekend. Yeah. I'm going to see Måneskin in concert in Latvia on Wednesday. I'm so excited. With Leonard, which makes me even more excited. So next weekend, which is the 19th to 20th, I'm not going to be able to do anything, but perhaps on the 26th, if we're going to try and keep doing like what we tried to start last year with the Fridays. So perhaps Friday 26th.
I won't be here, but you will be I'm more than happy for you to do it on Friday the 26th, because I will be at a Angèle concert in Amsterdam, which is going to be very good. In hindsight, I'm going to Angèle on the 26th in Amsterdam, but I could have gone in Amsterdam on the 26th to Diodato, which would have probably been the better choice.
At least Thomas would join you for that.
Also, Viv, in October, I am going to the AFAS Live with Sabine, who's also in our team, because we are going to see the concert of none other than Marco Mengoni.
And I am going to do that the weekend before you in Brussels.
Yes.
With Philip.
It's going to be so much fun. We're actually going to see Eurovision. Where does my English...
to the same concert you are.
Desiree
is going to the same concert you are.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Marcus, my English accent comes from... I don't know. Yeah, it should be a Dutch accent, I would say.
I've been looking at my schedule, and I am going away with my students for a week, and I'm coming home in the afternoon of the 26th. I think I will be needing wine and bed more than a live stream, so perhaps the 2nd instead.
2nd of June.
2nd of June.
2nd of June it is.
2nd of June it is. So everyone, join us on 2nd of June. We might have gotten some news about next year, or at least some rumors. And keep going with the ABBA references and stuff. We love them. We want more and more and more of them.
And thank you so much, Marcus. Thank you, Marcus, voor saying that I don't sound Dutch. Ik ben wel echt Nederlands, dus als je je daar zorgen over maakt, ik kom er wel echt vandaan. But I am happy I don't sound Dutch, because Dutch does indeed sound ridiculous. But guys, yeah, make sure you stay tuned to all of our content over the next couple of weeks.
If you're not members of it's kind of embarrassing, but we didn't start this. Sasha did. There is a Facebook group called the ESC Extra Fans or something. I don't remember what it's called. Yeah, ESC Extra Fan Club. Make sure that you join that, and that might be a good place to share all these ABBA references. I'll keep track of them and make notes of them.
Yes.
The more, the merrier, or at least more interesting. I don't know. Sorry, Nick.
Thank you, Amber. As I said, also make sure you check out all the analysis we do of the past season. We have already written this one, which I'm posting in the chat right now, which is the question: was Lorene's televote score the worst ever for a Eurovision winner? The answer is yes and no, and you will need to read the article to find out how exactly that went down. We will be doing a lot of analysis. We will be looking at Sweden as our next host country. We will be looking at everything. We will be discussing things. And we would be more than happy to see you again in 3 weeks, then, the 2nd of June.
2nd of June.
2nd of June. And with wine. And we will probably see rotating hosts. Viv and I will be making our appearances as hosts from time to time. I'm sure Thomas will be back as a guest as well.
You're not getting rid of me, that's for sure.
If you'll have me.
Depends on your opinions.
I mean, I'll just throw you out if you get too annoying. That's the good thing about being a host.
Yes, we can do that, and that is very good. Thank you all for being here with us today.
That was the last of the Italian wine.
Good.
Eurovision weekend is officially over.
Yes, I am going to shamelessly plug and do this, because I have to for the website. If you want to support us financially, you can find the buttons on YouTube to do so. If you don't want to or can't, then please don't feel obliged to do it. But running this website and getting all platforms like this one where we are hosting this live stream on actually does cost us a lot of money, and we pay that out of our own pockets.
That we do.
Yes, and we would really be happy about every penny that we get from you guys as a token of appreciation as well. So if you can,
otherwise you can also send wine.
Yes, send wine, send beer.
No, don't.
Please do. But we love you all for following us and being with us. And yeah, I would say thank you all for being here. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Yeah. Thank you, Thomas, for being here, for joining us again. Thank you, Viv, for being a wonderful co-host. I wouldn't prefer to do it with anyone else. And with that, we'll see you again in a couple of weeks, but stay tuned to our website soon. Bye, guys.